As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICANN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized CIMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a CIMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICANN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the CIMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study exam. Start studying the CIMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
To provide, to promote, and also encourage the acquisition of skills in industry, commerce, with a view of generating pool of indigenous trained manpower sufficient to meet the needs of private and public sectors of the economy. This is all about the Industrial Training Fund, and I'm sure you have seen the billboards, you've seen advertisements, you've seen a lot of media talking about the SUPA, S-U-P-A. We will disclose all about the SUPA program today on ICANN on Air. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the second day of May 2024, and yesterday I believe we all had a rest day to celebrate Workers' Day. My name is Fumi Olani, and I'm very happy to be here with you on ICANN on Air. Today we're bringing in someone that is very, very deliberate about acquisition of skills, but I'm not going to unveil who we have in the studio today. We'd like to go on a commercial break, and when we come back, I'll give you everything about ICANN on Air for today. We'll be right back.
The journey to professionalism in artisanal practice in Nigeria has begun. The Industrial Training Fund, ITF, is proud to announce the first phase of the implementation of the Skill Up Artisan Program, SUPAR. This is your chance to be part of the first 100,000 artisans selected to elevate your skills and gain formal recognition. Screening of all registered artisans will take place from the 29th of April to the 10th of May 2024 in all 109 senatorial districts across the country. Make sure to report to the screening center closest to you within your senatorial district. For more information, visit super.itf.gov.ng or itf.gov.ng or any ITF area office nearest to you. Don't miss this opportunity. Take your skills to the next level with SUPAR. SUPAR, upskilling Nigeria artisans for super jobs. Dr. Afiz Oluwatoyin Ogun, Director General, Chief Executive, Industrial Training Fund, ITF, announcer.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Canada Districts presents the 9th International Accountants Conference, themed Strategic Upscaling of Accounting Profession within the Dynamics of Technology. Date, 16th to 20th July 2024. Time is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Venue, Best Western Premier Calgary Plaza Hotel and Conference Center, 1316 33 Street NE, Calgary, Alberta, T2A 6B6. Seasoned speakers like Sheyi Wolabi, a partner at MNP Calgary, will be speaking on review of the accounting profession and technology synergy. Derek Greer, the Chief Information and Security Officer, Protexer, will be speaking on disruptive technology and AI upscaling for accountants. Greg Howe, the CEO, Black All Systems Calgary, will be speaking on accountants in the era of diversified profession, while Professor Godwin Emmanuel Oyedogun will be speaking on decision-making optimization through data mining. The Canadian High Commissioner as well as the ICANN President will also be in attendance. This conference promises to be value for your time and money. Hurry! Register today by sending an email to Mr. Blessing Familusi, chairman at icancanada.net, or St. Badamosi at ican.org.ng, or iadams at ican.org.ng, or simply visit our website www.icancanada.org. ICANN Canada Conference 2024. Be there.
You're welcome back to Icon on Air. And I mentioned before the break that we have someone special in the studio. And the topic for today is the future of manpower development, ITF's Impact Unveiled is the topic for today's program. And we have in the studio the one and only DG, Director General of the Industrial Training Fund, in person of Dr. Oluwatoyin Ogun Afiz. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to take your profile just so everyone understands the depth of knowledge we have in the studio today. He was born on the 5th of February, 1968 in Ikare, Akoko, Ondo State. He is an astute educationist with over 30 years of teaching below his belt. He is a loving husband, father of 4 children, and is passionate about furthering the growth of those around him. So he strongly believes that it's hard work. It's all about hard work. It's all about innovation and persistence. Success is achievable. That is the slogan of Dr. Oluwatoyin. Thank you so much for being here today. We truly appreciate your time in the studio today.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, because there's so much about Industrial Training Fund in Nigeria, if you don't know ITF, then you probably don't know any regulatory agency. So, I'd like to ask you a question, sir, because if you look at what Roy Williams, the founder of Wizard Academy Institute in Houston, Texas, US, he mentioned that training is not an expense, but is an investment in human capacity. And I know that you have that depth of knowledge when it comes to human capacity. You like to teach people, and you like to broaden knowledge and skills. So how important is human capital development to the growth of corporate organization and nations, sir?
Thank you very much, Bukola. Human capacity, I would say, is the oxygen of growth, whether within a corporation or corporations or within nations. Let me use an Arabian analogy using the moon. The Arabs will say it is the darkness of the night that it is in the darkness of the night that the value of the moon is well appreciated. You will agree with me, and you will agree with them. In the same way, you see, you cannot appreciate the moon in the afternoon, can you? You cannot. In the same way, the importance of human capital becomes highly apparent when you imagine a scenario where the corporation and nations exist without it. Even if you decide to run, people are talking about robot, AI today, even if you decide to run the entire workforce of a country on robot, do not forget that those robots themselves are the product of human capital. They are made by human beings and they are controlled by human beings. If the importance of human capital is well understood, the question of the importance of the development becomes academic. You see, at ITF, our mandate is to develop human capital, and we take this task very seriously. Under my leadership as the DG and CEO of ITF, Nigerians will feel the impact of this organization. The masses, the downtrodden, will feel the impact of ITF. We have started with the Scale Up Artisan program, and that is only an appetizer. If you must know, the main course will be rolled out much later in the year when Super is set on autopilot. Thank you.
All right. You see the passion in which you introduce Super. I mean, I mentioned it to them and I said, you will give them the in-depth of what Super is all about. But let me go here, sir. What is ITF really doing for the grassroots? Maybe we can start from there.
Well, Super, you see, it's not just the grassroots alone. We want to impact on the entire nation. But we need to start climbing the step from stair number 1, which is the grassroots. First, our artisans in Nigeria have been looked down upon. They have been taken to be the lowest of the lowest. We want to bring that into our dignity into that area. We want a situation where the artisans in Nigeria we all have their data. They are all licensed. We gather them, we license them, whether you are an old artisan, you are a new artisan, you are an attending artisan. Then we train you, we certify you, train you up to international standard, not just training, because today we get artisans from other countries. This is not very good, although they have their right. The international labor law allows them, just like Nigerians go to other countries. So, but we are the landlords in Nigeria. We should not be pushed to the background, just like that, to the side. However, is it the fault of anyone? No. It is our fault. We need to raise the standard now. The government of today, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has mandated that ITF go into that mandate. It's part of our mandate to skill up Nigeria artisans, to raise up their standard to make them perform at par with their international counterpart anywhere in the world. And that's what we are trying to do by gathering them, having their data, train them up to international standard, certify and license them. That is what we are trying to do now, so that they will also be able to compete anywhere in the world.
Lovely. So SUPA, you all heard him, and I'll say welcome again to the program audience. If you have any questions for the ITFDG, Dr. Oluwatoyin Fees, please state the questions. We're happy to take all your questions on board today. So, Mr. DG, sir, Nigeria is actually believed, or we pride ourselves to be the population of over 200 million. But instead of developing and advancing, the Nigerian economy has actually, or perhaps I should say, the economic, the moral, the social, the political fortunes are opined to be declining. It's unfortunate, but that's where we actually find ourselves. So what is your unbiased position on the opinion that is being expressed here, sir?
I actually beg to disagree with you on this. You see, every developed nation out there, as a matter of fact, all the nations in the world, especially the developed nations, pass through the toothing stage. America is above 200 years old now. We are just about 60-something years old in Nigeria. So all these developed nations pass through what we are passing through at one time in their development. Nigeria, we are going to develop. We are going to pass this stage, and you will be surprised. Well, I pray we are still alive at that time, but we are growing in Nigeria, and Skill Up Artisan and other programs of this government is helping to scale up these, to improve these, to make sure we move even faster than anyone ever believes.
All right, that just calms our nerves. You said we should go and relax. We're still in the teething stage as Nigerians, and then things will get better. I guess that's why we're still here. A lot of us haven't jackpot. We're still here because Nigeria will definitely get better. So I know that ITF was established in 1971, and we are now in 2024. So my question, sir, is you are the current DG, Director General of the agency. What has been your journey so far with respect to raising training consciousness in the economy, and also when it comes to helping in generating corps of skilled indigenous manpower to man and also to manage various sectors of the Nigerian economy? What have you done so far, sir?
Thank you very much. So far, so good. ITF has been able to impact on organized private sector OPS, and through its direct and indirect training programs and other activities such as training needs assessment and performance and productivity improvement training, we have trained over 10 million Nigerians over the years on various skills and trades in virtually all the sectors of the economy. You see, we also encourage both private and public sectors of the economy to train their workforce. You see, the 1% training contribution paid to us to encourage them to train their worker, the workforce. What do? We reimburse. We have a reimbursement scheme. We pay back, we reimburse up to 50% of what they paid us if we find out that they have done the needful as far as training their workforce is concerned. We monitor that. Also, the student industrial work experience scheme, CWAS program. You see, we are responsible for giving out these stipends to students doing this CWAS program. And so many other things that people just look at ITF as CWAS, reimbursement, and we train a lot. And this may interest you. Most of these our programs, since I came in, I am trying to reform them. And CWAS is going to be digitalized very soon to remove some of the bottlenecks in CWAS. Two, the reimbursement scheme, the revenue is also going to be digitalized. In fact, a lot is coming up. Super is just one of them. And when we finish with Super, we are going to face even the white collar guys like you.
Please, we can't wait to have you. Face us, sir. Face us with the opportunities. So thank you so much for letting us into the activities of ITF. So my question is, we have heard about a lot of trainings, a lot of empowerment schemes by different state governments and even non-governmental organizations. But please, can you run a global audience on the kind of collaborations or the synergies that exist between yourself, ITF, and some of those state governments and even NGOs?
I'm very sure you have a time frame for this program, because if I start counting, if I start listing now, we will not finish until the end of the program. But let me just tell you that ITF has been very supportive to many organizations. I just told you one now, that those paying their training contribution will follow up to make sure they train their workforce. We have been very supportive to many organizations in the implementation of skill intervention programs. We have implemented so many programs on behalf of the federal government, MDEs, organized private sectors over the years. Our collaboration even spans as far as international organizations, such as ITES of Singapore, SANAI of Brazil, City and Guild International of UK, NGOs like Site Saver, to mention just a few. Don't let me bore you with the list. It's so long. A lot of state government call ITF to come and train the civil servants in their state, and we are always ready to answer them.
Thank you. Yes, that was good enough example. At least other agencies are listening, and they will try to imbue the same culture of bringing up people. I know that that's your core obligation, but despite that, we all have our CSR by the side. So, sir, what is Nigerians, when you talk about the Nigerians Human Development Index today, and how does it look, especially when compared to other nations in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, and even America, if we want to compare?
Well, HDI is a statistic developed and compiled by the UN to measure various countries' social and economic development. If I can remember, as of 2021, the Nigeria HDI was about, give or take, 0.54, which is quite low as compared to other developed countries. I told you just now that we are in our teaching stage. We are moving, and we are moving very fast, especially with this government. Hence, Super and other programs to come. I just told you that Super is just the appetizer, and other programs we are going to roll out very soon. They are essential solutions to these problems. Problem of unemployment, poverty, low wage rate, and so on, emanating from the inequality in the nations of the world. So we are coming for Nigerians. Nigerians should just be patient for this government. The government is coming. We're just not just we are still the government is less than a year, and you can hear a lot of things happening. When last is Nigeria this happened in Nigeria? A very long time ago, maybe before you and I were born.
Very true. Very true. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to recognize some of our audience here. Okwara Okeke, thank you so much for joining from Port Harcourt. We have Losin Ahmed from Benin City. You're welcome to the program Icon on Air. Adeshola Shubande, thank you so much. Rufus Ajaybe from Mushi, we acknowledge you. Ahmad Jauro from FCT. We have from Ogun State, Shosanolu Olusoji, Benga Emmanuel Abolarin from Benin City. And from Lagos State, the Center of Excellence, we have Theophilus Dada. And we also have from Abeokuta, Omoba Okweyemi. Thank you very much for being part of today's program. So, Mr. DG, sir, I'll say yes, we've been having so much insight into what the ITF is doing, as much as every company, every organization is meant to file its returns every year, because those are from the purse, we can do greater things for Nigeria. So yes, we acknowledge that, and we also admonish or advise everyone to pay their to do their own bits in encouraging the ITF to do its own great work for Nigeria. So according to Sir Richard Branson, who is the co-founder of Virgin Group, he mentioned that when you train people well enough so they'll be able to leave, you should also treat them well enough so they don't have to. So, as you have so much strength in human capital development, and you're a knowledge coach of 30 years. But what message or wisdom can you take from what Richard Branson was trying to share here? When you train people well enough so they can leave, and then you treat them well enough so they don't have to.
Well, training or quality capacity building makes an organization workforce competitive and attractive to competitors in the industry, and other organizations will be eager to poach, hire, or snatch your workers. Giving adequate training to workers is doing them better, much more than increasing their salary. You see, in Nigeria, workers want salaries increase. Remember the adage that says, teach them how to fish rather than giving them the fish to eat. The training translates into expansion, recognition, and building of experience rather than money. What you get in there, what you get with your hand there, the money you get in your hand will finish. But the training you got to get there will remain with you till you die. Whether you leave that company, or you remain in that company, you leave that country, or you remain in that country, training is the way to go. And I think, just as the adage says, you teach them how to fish rather than giving them fish to eat. Let us Nigerians focus more on training, more on human capital development in our industries, in our private sectors, such that our people will grow. They have the opportunity to leave one company and go to another. And if they don't want to leave, they can stand up and say, I want to leave if you don't increase my salary. And of course, the company will listen to them because they know the value of what they have put into them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So teach them how to fish, don't give them fish. Thank you very much, sir. everyone knows, or perhaps I should just bring it to the knowledge of everyone, that the ITF was actually established by Decree 47 of 1971. You say, yes, that's a long time coming, but it was amended. The act was amended in 2011, and some see it as being skewed towards students, industrial support, and some also see it as that the scope is not as wide as it should. As the sitting DG, what is the true position of this? There's so much bias there.
You see, people define ITF from their perspective, or from their respective perspective, or what benefits them. To students, ITF means CWES. To employers of labor, ITF means training contribution and reimbursements and training. To youths in Nigeria, ITF means skill intervention and empowerment. Please know that CWES is just about 5% of ITF activities. Therefore, ITF activity is never skewed towards the CWES. In short, the operation of ITF is vast and wide and covers all sectors of the economy. Over 70% of Nigerians are directly or indirectly touched by the activities of the ITF. In ITF, we talk about the blue collar, the green collar, and the white collar. You will see more of these as we move on. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So the blue collar, I'm not wearing one today, so but of course you understand what it is.
You are white collar. You are white collar, and we're coming for you soon.
White collar. Oh yes, interesting. So can you also tell, because we have global audience, we have global members of the institute, and also non-members that are here as our audience, because we bring them educative, informative program. So what is ITF actually doing about interagency collaboration? I understand you mentioned the collaborations you're having with NGOs and also with some state governments, but here I'm directing the question on interagency collaborations, and there are always rivalries too. So to what extent has it actually privately or positively, if it has positively impacted you, or the negative effect of these collaborations when it comes to manpower development in Nigeria in particular?
This is a major distraction to ITF, and I'm happy you asked this question. Several MDAs are envious of ITF. Some even want ITF to be scrapped or become a department under them. However, ITF is well focused on its mandate and will take Nigerians to higher level in skills and human capital development for employability and prosperity. There is a problem we have in Nigeria. The problem of that job is mine, it is not yours. That job is yours, it is not mine. If it is yours and you are doing it well, why will I come there? And sometimes two different agencies share the same mandate. Sometimes we see that. However, in Nigeria, we have to learn about collaboration. We have to collaborate. I always use this in my when I'm talking to other MDAs, that Nigeria has a snake. It's a plague, like a snake, plaguing Nigeria. Plague of poverty, plague of joblessness, plague of insecurity, and all social vices in this snake. We are Nigeria. A lot of us are lining up on one side, holding swords, and a lot of us lining up on this side, holding sword, want to kill the snake. But instead of killing this snake, we started cutting each other's hair, because it is my job. It is not your job. We're fighting each other, and this snake continues to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. What is wrong with us in Nigeria? We need to face this, collaborate. There is nothing wrong with collaboration. We are all Nigerians, and ITF is ready for collaboration. If you want to collaborate with us, knock on our doors. We are ready.
Thank you, sir. Obviously ICANN is collaborating with you, and we would like to do more of that. Thank you for that illustration. It was well grasped, even by me. The word of snake, and then we're trying to out ourselves and not the very poisonous agent. So we would like to go on a break. It's still ICANN on air, and the topic today is the future of manpower development, and we're looking at ITF's Impact Unveiled. So we'll be right back after the break with Dr. Afeez Oluwatoyin. Thank you so much.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Canada Districts presents the 9th International Accountants Conference, themed Strategic Upscaling of Accounting Profession within the Dynamics of Technology. Date 16th to 20th July 2024. Time is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Venue, Best Western Premier Calgary Plaza Hotel and Conference Center, 1316 33 Street NE, Calgary, Alberta, T2A 6B6. Seasoned speakers like Sheyi Wolabi, a partner at MNP Calgary, will be speaking on review of the accounting profession and technology synergy. Derek Greer, the Chief Information and Security Officer, Protexer, will be speaking on disruptive technology and AI upscaling for accountants. Greg Howe, the CEO, Black All Systems Calgary, will be speaking on accountants in the era of diversified profession, while Professor Godwin Emmanuel Oyedogun will be speaking on decision-making optimization through data mining. The Canadian High Commissioner as well as the ICANN President will also be in attendance. This conference promises to be value for your time and money. Hurry! Register today by sending an email to Mr. Blessing Familusi, chairman at icancanada.net, or St. Badamosi at ican.org.ng, or iAdams at ican.org.ng, or simply visit our website www.icancanada.org. ICANN Canada Conference 2024. Be there.
The journey to professionalism in artisanal practice in Nigeria has begun. The Industrial Training Fund, ITF, is proud to announce the first phase of the implementation of the Skill Up Artisan Program, SUPAR. This is your chance to be part of the first 100,000 artisans selected to elevate your skills and gain formal recognition. Screening of all registered artisans will take place from the 29th of April to the 10th of May 2024 in all 109 senatorial districts across the country. Make sure to report to the screening center closest to you within your senatorial district. For more information, visit super.itf.gov.ng or itf.gov.ng or any ITF area office nearest to you. Don't miss this opportunity. Take your skills to the next level with SUPAR. SUPAR, upscaling Nigeria artisans for super jobs. Dr. Afiz Oluwatoyin Ogun, Director General, Chief Executive, Industrial Training Fund, ITF, announcer.
Okay, you're welcome back to Icon and Air. And like you heard, we're in the studio with Dr. Afiz Oluwatoyin, the Director General of Industrial Training Fund, ITF Nigeria. I'll say thank you very much for nurturing us with that lecture before the break.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, the topic is still the future of manpower development, ITF's Impact Unveiled. And we've been talking about everything about the SUPAR. If you don't know, you do not know. Please try to know. It's all about skills acquisition. And it's been telling us so much about the plans of the present government, what the plan is with the ITF for to skill up artisans, manpower development, and everything around developing skills and acquisition of wealth, should I say that way. So I just want, before the break, we're talking about some challenges that you've had with the with collaborations with agencies. But I also want you to tell us the practical and perhaps institutional challenges that the ITF is currently facing, and what you think will be the suggestions to confront or to minimize the challenges that you presently face as an institution, sir.
Thank you very much for me. ITF has great potential to deliver through capacity development. However, we are seriously hindered by insufficient funding and inadequate infrastructures. We in ITF believe, you see, this is what I always tell people, that if you give birth to your baby today and the baby stands up and proudly looks at your face as a father and says, "Baba, I want to run." Run? You don't believe this child. The next day, the child sits down. 3 days after the child started crawling, what is supposed to happen maybe about 6 months later. Then the 4th day, the child attempted to stand up and started taking steps and falling down. you, as a good father, will try to help this child to move. That is what we believe that the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will do for ITF in terms of funding. We are hopeful and we believe this, our problem of insufficient funding, will be resolved by the president.
Okay.
Thank you.
Interesting. Everything will be resolved. This is an assurance. They call it renewed hope. So we're just listening to the DG ITF saying, yes, let your hope be renewed. Interesting conversation there. So, when you talk about, maybe I should say from this angle, there's an adage from Zig Ziglar that actually says that the only thing worse training employees and losing them is not to train them and keep them. So do you think that this position is correct? And what in losing, when you say losing of trained professional Nigerians, like we have the JAPA, what would you say we can do about this JAPA syndrome? I mentioned that we are still here because we have that trust in Nigeria, but what can we do about it?
Okay, I will surprise you here. JAPA is good. It is very good. And I support JAPA. And as a matter of fact, we are going to train people and allow, and you see, look at China, look at India. JAPA has helped them greatly. Look at Philippines. In the past, when we were growing up, China was suffering. They needed funds from outside. Today, is one of the big economic powers of the world. What did they do? JAPA. They JAPA'd. They sent their people abroad to learn new technologies. And they brought them back home. They earned the dollars. They earned the pounds. Brought not just the money home, they brought technology, improved their skill, brought it home. And today, where are they? They are competing favorably, if not even outpassing the people they learned from. You see, when we say JAPA, some people just look at JAPA as what we are doing in ITF with Super is that we don't want you to JAPA and go and wash toilets. We don't want you to JAPA and start washing dead bodies. We in ITF, I talked about training. I thought you were going to ask me more about that. Okay, people have been training after that. People have finished university, and then what? What happens to the people you have trained? The people we train in Super, we have trained them, we have certified them, we have licensed them, and then what? We have 3 exits. One of the exits is this JAPA. We are forming conduit pipes between Nigeria government and several countries over there outside. Don't forget, Oyibo man know they born plenty pikin. You remember this. And now they are old. They can't do most of the things they used to do. They need us. And don't forget that anywhere in the world, when you talk about the good, the bad, and ugly, Nigerians are the best. So what are we doing? We want to organize this sector, train them, then form conduit pipe between Nigeria and other countries. Several conduit pipe. Where will we ask them, oh, what do you need? We need plumbers. We need carpenters. We need roof makers. Okay. As to what extent do you want us to teach them? Do you want professionals? Do you want specialists? Or do you want experts in this trade? Okay, they tell us what they want. We say, bring your curriculum in. They give us their curriculum. We train them up to the standard they want. Then we forward them through our program. There's another program called NATEP, National Talent Export Program. It was launched during the last UN Assembly. And we also have other programs, like I just heard last week that the Ministry of Labor has a program of talent exchange. Of course, we are going to talk with them. We're going to talk to them in the Ministry of Labor. This is what I'm talking about, collaboration. We're also going to collaborate with them. We will train and give. And okay, we have trained these people. Let them JAPA. When they JAPA, they are going to not just bring in the money. You see, there is something about artisans I want you to know. Artisans, if they hand one, unlike you and I, we want to settle there, we want to get passport, we want to get this, that. Artisans, when they make $100 abroad, 80% of that, $80 will be coming back home. And what does that do to Nigeria? It is helping our economy. And when eventually they don't stay long, artisans don't stay long. It is the people with white collar that stay long abroad. They come back home. They want to form their own SMSE, which is one other exit in our program. That is the second exit, SMSE. If you care to know about that, you can ask me a question about that area. Apart from that, the third exit is to feed the local companies or our local industries. Because the problem we have in the local industry is not just some people say electricity. No, the major thing is lack of quality workforce. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, wow, that's a different perspective from what is generally believed that's negative for Nigeria. So this question that I'm going to pose out to you is a bit similar to what you've just answered, but I want to digress a bit. I'm just looking at the National Bureau of Statistics, where Nigerians' unemployment rose to 5% in third quarter of 2023 and even to 4.2 in the previous quarter. And the result of Q1 of 2024, it might even be worse than what we've had in the past. So in view of increasing unemployment rate, can you run us through some of the ITF's innovative strategies, the strategies that you have put in place to ensure that young Nigerians actually become more employable? Not only employable, they even support or they become independent and they become job creators themselves.
Thank you very much. Skill training is the wheel that promotes sustainable national development. You all know that. We all know that. Also, training, not just training and retraining are essential to sustainable national development. If you don't train them, don't blame them. Training will ensure global competitiveness, promotes local labor force and industries, provides decreased poverty, and increase wages and technical know-how. You see, in ITF, I just told you about the exit towards industrial workforce, where we have, at that exit, we have NECA, collaborating with NECA, Nigeria Employers Consultative Association. We have Manufacturer Association of Nigeria, and other organizations that will help us go into the market and ask their members, what do you need, in which trade area? Come back to us and we provide them. We do not only provide them, we have to make sure we tell them this is what you pay them, the minimum you pay them, this is the type of insurance you give them, this is the type of accommodation you give them. The era of part-time job will be leaving Nigeria. The era of locum and all those things will be out of Nigeria. You see, apart from that, what about the MSME? You just told me, you just asked these guys. You see, there are some people that cannot japa. You see, when you see Nigerians from 40 years and above, they don't want to japa. They don't want to beg to apply. What do they want to do? They want to form their own business if they don't have one. In ITF, the third exit is the MSME. We are going to raise funds, create their businesses for them, or raise their business. Right now, as I'm talking to you, we have just 30 of ITF staff I sent to ILO, International Labour Organization, for a program, start and improve your own business. Train the trainers. I just sent them the finish. I'm sending another 30. So these people will be the one to train extension workers that will now go into the field, that will now go to this. You see, MSME, we have been having it in Nigeria, but what we are saying is one of our mandates in ITF. What we are saying this time around, we're going to make things different. It is because these entrepreneurs or new entrepreneurs, what do they need? They need mentors. They need people that will mentor them. Oh, you don't have to spend your capital. Oh, you have to place yourself on salaries. Oh, you don't have to use the money you have been given to go and marry 4, 5, 6 wives. You need to. They mentor them, and once the business grows and they are standing on their feet, then we allow them to move. Because at that time, We have not only trained them, we have provided source of revenue for them. We have continuously trained them to stand on their own. And now we will now be using some of them as our training centers that we send trainees to, because Super is a continuous program. It continues to go on. So we send trainees to them and they earn from that also. That is what we aim to do. And we have started. I just told you we sent 30 for this train the trainer in entrepreneurship, and we are sending another 30 train the trainers soon. We are not waiting. As one program is going on, we start another one. We look for, that one, we start preparing for it. That is what we are doing in ITF now. This is a renewed ITF, and I want Nigerians to know that.
All right, thank you, sir. So I can just see a message from Adeshola Shobande. She says, what is the criteria for getting the reimbursement? My company requested, and the do's and don'ts to qualify discouraged us. I mean, Mr. DJ, sir, I guess is the refund, ITF refund.
Yes, reimbursement. When you pay your training contribution, 1% of your workforce, the salary of your workforce per year, what we do is, you see, ITF is so generous. We still go to them, we call them, we train them on how to come back to collect their money. You see, the person asking this question maybe has not been going for this training. We train them, we gather them together again. We train them. Do you want your percentage reimbursement to be higher? Come for this training. We start telling them, this is what you will do, this is what you will do. You have to accept students for CWAs, you have to do this. That CWAs is very important. Most of the companies in Nigeria, when students get there, they chase them. CWAs program, take them in for CWAs, and your percentage reimbursement will be very high. I think it's about 40% of the percentage. By taking them for CWAs, you're already getting about 40% reimbursement. So other things, by training your workers, adequate training. Don't just say, you see, what people now do is, you see, Nigerians were very smart. What they now do, they just send one video, YouTube video. They said, we are training them. Watch this video, so time. We have trained them. Come on. I know. I believe in online teaching. I have been teaching online also since 2010, and I've been teaching on the ground. What we are talking about, we also need technical training. You understand? Hands-on. So we are not in COVID. So people should be able to do this. Once you do things right, you will get the right amount. You can even get your 50% full.
Okay, so in fact, there's another question from Rufus Ajaybe, and it's similar to what you just answered when he said, what is ITF doing to ensure that private companies are mandated to send their employees on regular training? So where the employees have seen the 50% refundable, very good enough for them, they will definitely send the employees for training. In my opinion, I think that's as clear as clear. But he also mentioned, there's a question also from him when he said, ITF, what is ITF doing to ensure that private companies, that's the one-man business, are mandated to train employees? I mean, it's similar to what our DG has responded to.
Same answer, yes.
Yeah, same answer. So we have a question from Chukuma. Fagbalate Mitokwadini. He says, how helpful is ITF's platform in building the local content program for the critical sectors of our economy, sir?
Okay, I just told you now that I have categorized the workforce into the blue, the green, and the white collar. And I told you now with Super, we are with the blue and the green, which is the agriculture. And the white is coming soon. You see, ITF with the green and the blue, we are also going into business incubation. You see, this will help. You see, we're going into, you see, I was passing in Jos one time. I saw some women breaking the rock with hammer, Maybe they will make one tipper load in 2 months by breaking with their hands. But what are we going to do? that will be enough for just one family. Once you take care of the family, you take care of the nation. So we are starting from this. Take care of the family, you take care of the nation. So this is what we are planning to do. And not just in this area alone, in all aspects of the economy. And we are collaborating, as I told you. So we are good to go. People should just be patient.
And a question on collaboration just came in as soon as you said collaboration. Yeah, a question on collaboration.
Maybe this person just came in. Maybe it just came in. Collaboration, we have discussed collaboration, and I told you we are open to that. And I've even used the analogy of that snake plaguing Nigeria as an example. So,
Yes, so ICANN is coming. We will collaborate with you. We are presently doing that, but we'll do more of that as you have advised. So, Mr. DG, my question is, I know you've mentioned different opportunities for capacity building, but for the people in the diaspora, how does this impact them? What can they benefit from this human capital development that you have, or human capacity development that you have?
Thank God I was once there. And I spent 19 years outside. So, and I know what happens over there. If Nigeria is better, everybody will start coming back home because they know that there is opportunity at home. You know, one thing that happens, when you go abroad sometimes and you look back home, that guy on your street who you left at a very low level, you look back and you find out that, wow, this guy is big now. What is happening? And you look at yourself, look at your own pocket, you're still struggling abroad there. You want to come back home. This is what we're trying to do. Even though if our artisans go out, they will come back. Those there now, we want to come back because when they see the life of artisans there, going out because of the organized way they are going, they will want to come back home and enjoy such. And this will help them, and that will make them grow better.
So the DG is actually saying this from example. He came back to Nigeria to work for Nigeria. So it's a living example. I'd like to ask another question, sir. Although I see a lot of questions already from our dear colleagues. One from Okwara OKK said, if you are inadequately funded, like you said, how do you intend to achieve the goals you mentioned?
Wow.
You need more money.
If you listen to me very well, you know that training to international standard is not cheap. We are talking about the latest equipment is not cheap. We are talking about certification. They are not cheap. International certification. A certificate you will take anywhere in the world and you will be recognized. This is the case. You will know that so many other things that we cannot continue to talk about in this program, because if I continue to mention them, they're just too numerous that we are doing. When I say we gather them, we train them, we certify them, we license them. I just mentioned 3-4 things within a minute. My sister, don't be surprised if I start talking about just these 4 things, what we have done, what we are doing. You will know that we need more money. And we know that the more money we have, the better for this program and the better for Nigerians.
I like the emotions to this money part, yes. So they need more money. Money is never enough, right, Mr. DG? Money is never enough. All right. So, we're running out of time, but I would particularly like to ask you a question about you meeting the big man. That's the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when he calls you to speak on to the Federal Executive Council, just an example, on ITF's role on navigating the future of manpower development. Can you just tell us some of the points that you're going to state in your presentation slides?
Well, now we are upskilling our artisans, what we have now. But there are so many emerging skills for this digital age. We are going to be asking the president to help us to fund us to be able to. We are already in the energy aspect, the green energy and the rest. We are already in that. And there are so many other things, others there we will be asking for. Again, you will say, I like money too much, but good things come with that. We also have the need to adopt skill training at all stages of our educational system. Although we are not talking about the primary, secondary, and university and tertiary education now, but if we adopt the skill training at all stages of our educational system, it will help us. Don't forget that what we are doing in ITF is about the professional field, while the Ministry of Education is on the educational field. So if they prepare the educational field very well and hand them over to us in the professional field, it will make our job easier. I will be telling the president to make sure that that other aspect of the government takes adequate care of that KG stage. I call it the kindergarten stage of professionalism, because if you train them well in primary, secondary, and university, when they come out, university, if you are accountants, accounting you learn in the university, you came out with your certificate after and you want to work. The accounting of banking may be slightly different from the accounting of hospital, maybe slightly different from the accounting in school. If it is very strong, it will give you fantastic foundation when you come out and you are coming to meet ITF now in the professional field, because that is where we belong. While the Ministry of Education belong to the school, which is the KG of ITF. The need to regulate and standardize the artisanal operation environment in Nigeria, like what we are doing now. Certification, they are not cheap. I'll keep talking about helping us with money to get more of this certification. That is also another thing I will talk about. Then the need to allocate more resources towards skill development for employability. I can continue to mention more and more and more and more, but I know you will soon stop me because time does not permit us. Thank you.
Yes. In fact, you have an advisor here in person of Rufus Ajayigbe. He said ITF needs to step up their enforcement in order for the agency to generate more revenue. You see, someone is giving you a clue here. But taking the last question from me, because we are running out of time, honestly. So, we are open as ICANN to collaborating with other agencies, and we're very happy that you have given us a nod on that yes, we can collaborate with you. But what is your suggestion on areas in which we can fill knowledge gaps, or how we can navigate the future of manpower development to boost capacity, and even in our profession, and the opportunities for our members? In 1 minute, sir.
I will say briefly, training and retraining, continual professional development. Training is continuous and is lifelong for sustainability in all life endeavors. This is what ITF is known for. Tell people to come, whether you are, no matter where you belong, come, train more, continue to train, because it is continuous, for lifelong, and for sustainability in all life endeavors. This is what we are known for in ITF, and we are always ready to train and retrain and retrain. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I can attest to the fact that we've had a very knowledge-based session with you, Dr. Afeez Oluwatoyin-Ogun. Thank you very much for being here with ICANN. We appreciate the time, and we'll say when next we call you, we hope you'll be there for us. Thank you so much. You have a lovely evening, sir.
Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir. All right. We would like to take up a couple of information here for our members. The ICANN Corporate Reporting Award, May 17, 2024, 10 a.m. And then we have the ICANN Annual Dinner and Awards Program, 4th of May, 2024. And we have, for the singles, it will be 30,000 naira. And for couples, it will be 30,000 naira. And the table for 10 is 400,000 naira. MCPD is 3 credits. So also you can register for your induction, you can register for your fellowship, conferment, and every other thing around the May 2024 date of professional examination. At this junction, we'd like to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining the program today. And we hope that next week, Thursday, 6 p.m., we'll make it a date with you. Thank you very much, and do have yourself a restful evening. My name remains Fumi Olani. God bless you all.